Oh, the excitement continues at the Southern Mallee Giants when there's a game at Hopetoun. I'll tell you what, the goods and services auction, they get excited. But I reckon my next guest is the resident expert of taste testing casserole dishes. It's none other than Coleman Shack. How are you, Coleman?
Oh, well, thanks, Flo, man. And I don't know if I'm an expert at all in that.
I reckon you're an expert, not in cooking, but in eating. Would that be about right? Would you look forward to the big casserole dinner night at the footy club?
Yes, I do love the annual goods and services casserole night. There's always a massive spread, and everyone does a lovely job. And yeah, I'll be pinning the ears back.
Yeah, pinning the ears back. Do you remember the old spreads? I mean, you're obviously a bit younger, Coleman, but you've been around for a while. But the old town hall, where everyone bought something, beautiful casseroles, a winter night. A good spread is a good thing in the country, isn't it?
Yeah, I do love a good spread. But I was must have been a bit young for the whole night spreads, I think. I can't quite remember them.
Yes, the old church ones weren't too bad either in the good old days. Hey, look, Coleman, back on to football, though, and I'll tell you what, you spread pretty well out of the midfield, and you got the job done. You beat Minyip Matoa in a magnificent performance. Oh, Coleman, the game is still on. You're still alive.
Yes, it was very exciting. So, man, I love your excitement there. Yeah, it was. We needed to win. Obviously, we're hanging on by a thread to our finals hope, and we needed to win against the top team, and we come to play. It was a 4-quarter effort from the kids, and that's what got us home in the end. It was tight tussle, no more than a couple of goals in it really all day, and it was great to come home with the win.
Now, what about Minyip Matoa kicking 7 behinds in the last quarter? You're able to nail 2 goals, 1, and I'll tell you what, they could have beaten you on their home deck, but you were able to, I think, just the way in which it unfolded, it's just opened up for you. What a result for you with them kicking poorly in that last quarter.
Yeah, that must be a bit of a mistake, I think, on the scorecard then, because they definitely did kick a goal in the last quarter, and they got within 3 points of us. I know that. But it was a tight tussle. Our back line held up really well with Acre Sanford, Zachy Robbins, Riley Cook, all those boys down there. They'll get the pound in the last quarter. There was probably a 3 or 4 goal scoring end. And they had it in the last. So it was a credit to the boys just to dig deep and hold on. And everyone jumped on the back of our one of our coaches, Luke Marnie, who just had to play an absolute blinder and tough as nails in there, and carried us home. So it was, great effort.
Luke Fisher kicked a couple for the Minyip Matoa Boroughs. Kieran Delahunty, John Delahunty, Fisher and Kelson, good players for them. As you mentioned, you're good players. But what about this midfielder, Coleman Shack? Back for his first game. How did the body end up? I noticed you pinned the ears back a couple of times and kicked a couple.
Myself and Louis White were back. I was after 7 weeks. So we were pretty much just running around like headless chooks. Yeah. Hands on our haunches after the first 10 minutes, basically. So it was just good fun to be back, and good excitement and adrenaline is what really gets you through in the end in close games. So it was a good result.
Josh Webster joined you with the couple, and I don't know what would be a better sight: Coleman Shack pinning the ears back at a spread on the casserole night, or whether at the 50-metre mark on the run, whether he'd go for goal. One of those two pinning the ears back, I can just see a pretty similar image in my mind. But Coleman, a great win all the same. What about the reserve grade? The lads came up against a very good Minyip Matoa side, and we know just how powerful they are in this particular group of players, the seconds. But I thought the fact that they kicked 12-21 probably kept your blokes in it.
Yeah, it did. And we talked last week about the depth of Minyip. We knew they'd have a couple of good senior players coming up to fill their couple of injuries they had, and that's just a testament to their depth with the scoreline there. They're really good over the ground. The boys held in well in the first quarter. We obviously had the scoring end, and it was a good contest. But as soon as the second quarter hit and Minyip had the scoring end, they banged them on pretty quickly. So it was a good effort. Benny McGee, he played some good consistent footy, and he'll get his chance again this weekend on the back of that performance. So definitely some positives to come out of it.
Really good positives for you. Brenton Hudson kicked 4 for them. It's Reece Murray, Joe Parrish, Bailey Young, Daniel Shackey. They're all good players. Daniel Shackey, any relation to you there, Coleman?
I don't think so. I get asked that quite often, but I know, not that I'm aware of anyway.
Oh, okay, but good player all the same in their twos outfit. What about in the 14s? Your lads come out and it was fantastic stuff for them. They come up against a side which they thought they could beat 5-8-38 to Minya Matoa 1-1-7. Coleman, they're on a roll.
The 14s, they are on a roll. They set the tone again for the day, and there was a good crowd there, and everyone was watching them, so it was very exciting. I think the first quarter the boys had were kicking against it, and then they held in there pretty well, and then there's come the second quarter, they had the score again, and they made the most of it. Kobe Hallam, he was phenomenal. He's sort of getting better and better every week. He's sort of tall, skinny type, but he's starting to build into his body a little bit, play to his strengths, and he's doing some really good stuff. And Maxie Roberts and Ollie Wood have been very consistent across the ground, and especially half back all year for us. So a good win for the boys.
Yeah, Kobe Bellinger, 4 goals, and Kobe Hallam, the other one, and Jesse Cripps also amongst those better players. Louis Thompson, Barney Baker and Jake Maher got into it for Minya Matoa, and a goal to Ryder Hudson for the day. Well, it gets no much more important than this. The Casserole night at the Hopetoun Sports Club and the Goods and Services auction, the big bed that's on go from down there at Horsham, the sleep centre there. So this is a big night and everyone is invited to stay on at the club. But let's have a look at the footy. Mate, you've got another elimination final. They absolutely pulverised Warwick Eagles last week. They come up against you blokes this week, and it's going to be a very important game of football. The Horsham D's travel up to play at the Hopetoun Recreation Reserve.
They do, and they're in red hot form. Nearly one of the form teams of the comp. The Demons, I'd say, they've had a couple of big wins in the previous month, and they touched us up last time we met them on their home ground pretty convincingly in the end. So. It is nearly another do or die match, just on hanging in by a thread again. They're one of the spots we can potentially take, although they're a couple of games clear of us. So if they win, they pretty much cement their spot in the finals, and if we win, we can sort of claw our way a bit closer to that final spot, which is what we're aiming to do at the moment. So huge amount on the line for both teams.
Oh, what a game of football it's going to be. I reckon you blokes have got a couple of outs. I noticed that Sam Waddell hasn't been named, and I do also see that Rupert Sangster is back into the side. Any other players out of the side? And maybe Big Dinham's out too, I think?
Yeah, Nick Dinham, and Joshy Bromley Lynch. He's also out with sore knee, so hopefully they're not too long-term. Joshy might be a bit sore for a couple of weeks. But, we'll lose a lot of drive with those three. They're very good senior bodies and contributors to us. But, like we said before, Benny McGee comes in red-hot form in the reserves, and Rupert Sangster is their best and fairest winner from last year. So it's great to have him back. He provides, plenty of explosiveness around the packs as a midfielder. So he'll give us plenty of drive out of the midfield. So, great to have him back.
Dylan Marsham back in the side too. And the big fridge is coming off the interchange bench to do some damage up forward or down back, depending on where he's needed. What a game it will be. The twos, this is going to be interesting. They are very powerful here. I'm just not sure. I reckon a few of your blokes in the reserves might just be on the casseroles a bit early.
No, they'll be. Turbo hasn't fully focused, I reckon, this week. They're still hungry to finish off the season well and get a couple of wins. And it was a good contest against the Demons last time in the reserves. They hung in there till the third quarter and then just slipped away at the end. So they've definitely got a chance, the boys.
Oh, dear. I reckon those reserve blokes would be hungrier to finish off the casserole than finish off the season. Oh, gee. Hey, Coleman, you'd be a tuna mornay bloke, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, I do cook a great tuna mornay. I can't say I'm putting my hand up to cook one this weekend, unfortunately, but no, I'll definitely love it.
Oh dear, the sausage casserole will be another favourite, I reckon, for you, Coleman, with the with the pasta in there too. What about the kids? They run around against one of the top sides. I said they're on a roll, but it might be a roll that gets a bit of a headache this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one. We actually talking to Lewin last night. We've got a couple out as well this weekend. But and Demons, obviously, they're very much one of the form and best sides in the under-14s, and they've got a lot of top age sort of 14, 13-year-old players. So very tough to beat and compete against. But, the boys have been, competing every week and getting better and better. So no doubt Liverpool will have them up and going, and hopefully they can just hang in there and get it out of centre and get it their way and hang in there for as long as possible. So, get there at 11 o'clock and keep getting around the boys. They're loving it at the moment.
Yeah, good group of kids and a terrific day up at Hopetoun. Terrific for everyone. The twos will give it their absolute best, and I know that the senior side, if they could get a win here over the D's, would go a real long way with putting pressure on either the D's or Dimboola for that fifth place. It's going to be a very good end to the season. Coleman, I'll leave you to it. I know you got some cooking to do in the kitchen there and some tuna mornay to make, so I'll catch up with you next time.
Good stuff, Flo, man. Good work.